Hi guys, so today I'm gonna go over several anime news and updates. So first thing first is from the AnimeX news website. This is from April 4th, 2025, so quite about 2 weeks ago. One Piece ended sooner than we thought, as manga and anime release. They are aligned now. So I don't know if this just means that One Piece is gonna be ending in the next 5 years. One Piece been going on since the late 90s. It's more than halfway that we know. We already know that Luffy and the rest of the Straw Hats I now meeting with the Giants, and basically this is all Shanks' land. This is a really big deal. Elbaf, I think that's how you pronounce it. Elbaf, something like that. I think how you pronounce it. And it's basically made of all the Giants where they are. We know that's the main area they are for now, and what is going to happen, uh, especially with Loki's situation. And we know that spoiler alert if you don't know, if not that at the manga, just keep this in mind. We know the situation with Shanks and Loki and all the things that have been happening. So, and why Shanks is who he is today. So a lot of things are catching up, and I think it's finalizing now. I don't see what else there could be left besides finding the One Piece and obviously having a war with the rest of the Marines. I kind of set to play a big role. I'm sure I kind of will play a big role. Luffy's growth, considering what he's the one who ended up killing Ace in the end. So I'm sure there'll be some type of confrontation between him and Luffy sooner than later. At this point, now at this point, it's probably reaching that. I do think Luffy needs to take a better control, like better approach to control his gift fit uh, from his Nika Nika fruit. He's basically a god at this point. So until he fully controls it, he's gonna keep struggling against Emeralds. Never mind free Emerald Akainu, right? He needs to fully control that. This is a big reason why he struggled heavily against Kaido, because Kaido was overpowering him multiple times. And he needed a lot of help from dozens of people who helped slow down and weaken Kaido a bit, including Zoro, so that he can finally beat him in the end. This kind of happens pretty often when Luffy finds someone who's obviously above his league, way above him in every stat. Like his fight with Crocodile, where he lost him twice in a row. How Luffy beat the share of him and Zoro early on, then took Luffy every single ounce of his strength to finally beat Lucci pretty time skip. We saw with Gaku Maria, it took the entire Straw Hat crew to be able to defeat Gaku Maria. So we gotta keep in mind that in general, a lot of the fights comes from the assistance of the rest of the Straw Hats. Even Luffy, when he was in Big Mom's Island and he fought Cracker, if it wasn't for Nami, he would have lost as well. Nami's the reason why he even won that fight. She really screwed over Cracker's Devil Fruit powers by controlling the weather and making constantly rain. So we know that Luffy needs a lot of help. And he said so himself that he can't really beat the Pirate King without his crew, which is a fact. If it was for his crew, he'd been dead a long time ago. But I think that's going to be the big thing. But anyway, we will see if this is really catching up to the end. I've been hearing talk about being the end for a long time. I think after Dressrosa arc, that's when it became pretty clear that I think now the manga is really reaching that point. And now after the whole situation with Kaido being defeated by Luffy, I think now we've and Big Mom also being defeated by Law and Kid. I think now we're reaching a point that there's not much left. Now we just have Blackbeard, who's very ambitious, and he really has a lot of advantages at this point and less competition. Considering that he's not a rookie like Luffy, Kid, and Law. He's not. He's been a commander level pirate for decades now, and he's already been a recent Yonko achieving a lot. With a powerful crew with useful devil fruit powers, where he basically doesn't have to even fight, where his crew can kind of take over thanks to Aokiji. He kind of can stay in the background and do other things. And Aokiji definitely has made his life much easier, and the rest of his crew too. But Aokiji just can basically make most of the damage, and Brad Pitt can come up when needed to finalize it. So his crew is very, very powerful. But we'll see how things go. Let me read more about this. After 6 months hiatus, yeah, the is gonna come back in April 2025. We already know this. We know that One Piece has been catching up. We already know that. Already caught up since April 6th. The anime in a way. You know about that. I I did notice that they've been trying to improve the animation after coming back with the egghead arc. So they definitely been trying to improve the animation, which is a good thing. And I don't mind upgrades to the animation. Makes it look nicer. No issue with that. So this is just a timeline. We kind of already know this. So this is more of opinion. They think the One Piece manga is coming to an end. We already know this. It's already been basically confirmed that One Piece is already more than halfway done at this point, especially after Dressrosa, which is a very lengthy arc. So I don't think there's anything new here. Just now the anime is very close to the manga, and I think these pauses, like 6 months pause, it might be a common hiatus because I don't think they should do fillers. Let's end the super fillers. They still add pointless scenes that never happen in the manga. They do a lot with Sanji, a lot of more exaggerated, perverted scenes with Sanji that hasn't happened or at all in the manga. So they've been doing that a lot, which is unnecessary and it's not really funny. Those things are old, outdated jokes. But that's another video can make comments on about the useless little 5 seconds or a minute long fillers they keep adding on the episodes that are not needed or stretching out fight. Like Luffy, his last attack obliterated, destroyed the flamingo, but in the anime they made it seem like there was a struggle with King Kong gun. And Luffy did not struggle with that last hit with the flamingo. He completely the fight was ended. He overpowered the flamingo immediately. The manga was just happening a snap, like bam, and the fight was done at the end. But in the anime they made it seem like Luffy was still struggling at the end. Luffy was definitely struggling with Kaido. You know, that was definitely a fight that Luffy struggled heavily towards all to the end. Like Luffy had to use every advanced form of haki plus his gear fit to be able to have a chance to defeat Kaido at the end. Like it took Luffy to the max to be able to really beat him. He had to really use advanced levels of haki. Conqueror's haki, Amane haki, observation haki, gear fit. It's a whole other level fight, which makes sense. He was fighting a fucking Yonko. So I expected that fight to be really hard. The Flamingo was not an easy fight. It took both Luffy and Law to beat him. But you're talking about Kaido, where Luffy had to use really advanced haki and awakening to be able to beat him, and tons of help. People keep forgetting that Luffy has so much help to beat Kaido. He also had a lot of help to be able to defeat the Flamingo, Cracker, with Nami's assistance. So you gotta keep those things in mind. People don't give enough credit to the other Straw Hats. This other article is just about the this manga. I think it's called Kowloon Generic Romance. I'm been loving the anime. My wife and I, in particular, really enjoyed the romance. Really been liking it a lot. I just want to let people know that the manga is in its final arc. So the manga is going to be finishing soon. This article is from April 15, 2025 for Anime News Network. So, just update. I haven't read the manga yet. My wife actually, because she really loved the anime, is already up to date with the manga. And she's been loving the romance between the two MCs. Personally, I really like the romance as well. I feel like it's very adult, very mature. Today we watched the recent episode. I think it was episode 3 that came out, and there's a really weird guy who did some weird thing with her. Not gonna say much, so people can watch the episode. But yeah, it's very interesting. I really want to know more about the series. I loving the animation. Like it gives me like a 90s vibe, but with modern tech. So like modern animation, like they basically just upgrade the 90s art style. I love it. I enjoy when they show the flashback. Tends to be darker, grimmer. And when it's like today's time, when it's not a flashback, is during the current time, it's all colorful. I've really been loving that back and forth type of art styles. Really great series. Kowloon, I really think that everyone should watch this series. It's pretty amazing. And read the manga if you want to as well. So that was really the update, just to let you know that the manga is almost finishing. This should be plenty place you can watch this, legally. Shouldn't be hard to watch it. This one, Anime Horizon, from April 19, 2025. Detective Conan One Night Flashback film smashes franchise opening day record in Japan. Again, Detective Conan is still so freaking popular. Like this is also not a 90s show, but it's so popular. It never amazed me how it never stops amazing me how Detective Conan, just like One Piece, has stayed so hugely popular in Japan, even outside Japan, for decades. It's insane. Like honestly, I thought Detective Conan would have been done by 2010, but it's still hugely popular. You can still buy a bunch of figurines, like collectible stuff. Really interesting. So the latest Detective Conan feature anime movie, Detective Conan One Night Flashback, premiered in Japan April 18, 2025, and has started in its theatrical run. This is the 28th featured length anime movie in the franchise. Yeah, they have so many movies. I forgot that they almost have 30 feature length anime movies. Like it's crazy how many movies they have. People love Detective Conan. I like Detective Conan. It gets a bit repetitive, but I like it. And it's been doing really well. The movie already earned 1.05 billion yen, so over $7 million. Sold 690,000 tickets on its first day, which is a lot. That's pretty good. The previous film earned over $6 million. Hmm, that's really good. And it's been doing pretty well. That's with Data Conan. It's a moneymaker. This from April 6th, 2025, from Voice Film website. So me and Roboco movie released new trailer. Preview team sung by Ani. This is Roboto. Roboco, sorry. Not Roboto, Roboco. Okay. So there was a 28 episode anime series that aired from 2022 to 2023. And now the movie's coming up in April 18, 2025 in Japan, which already came out yesterday. That's cool. It's not really a series for me. Don't really care for it. I'll just be honest. But for people who do, that's why I'm talking about it. And lastly, this can go back to the whole tariff war between US and several countries, including Japan. So April 13, 2025, from Anime X News, or just Anime News, US trade war jeopardizes key anime market. So rising tariffs and economic barriers jeopardize Japanese anime merchandise sales in North America, forcing the industry to adapt. Why? So probably because the cost of figurines will be a lot higher. It's gonna cost a lot more because of the tariffs that Trump has implemented. So this is going to impact collectors like me who likes buying figurines. So if it's going to be imported from Japan. For instance, you buy stuff on goodsmart.com. That's a website I have used for many years. And now you can just buy it also in Amazon. Before, I just went direct to the website, but Goodsmart store is also in Amazon. So you don't always have to go to the official website. It's up to you. But back in the day, I just went to goodsmart.com and all the websites direct. They have more than just that. But a lot of times they're also selling, legitimate stuff, official stores in Amazon. So this has been ongoing for a while since Trump basically became president this year. It's been really bad, the tariffs that he's been implementing, which again I explained in many videos. I even explained in a video in Portuguese that tariffs are not good for the consumers. It's not good for companies, especially local small businesses. They will suffer a lot. But big businesses will have to, and small business too, they will have to increase the price so they can still make a profit. So they pay more to be able to make, to be able to import the products, to be able to buy the product from somewhere else. The consumers, aka the customers, are gonna pay more for the item so they can still make a profit. The businesses. It's not a good thing. Tariffs are not really hard to comprehend. It's not a good thing for us Americans. All right. So you gotta keep that in mind. The U.S. recently imposed tariffs as high as 54% many anime-related imports, particularly merchandise manufactured in China for Japanese companies. This includes items like anime figurines, so anime figures, which are now taxed under the country of origin rule, even if it's shipped from Japan. This is complete BS. So because Japan used like China to make the figurines, as an example, now they're gonna have to suffer to sell to us, and that's going to be a humongous amount. Additionally, the removal of the $800 de minimis exemption means that even small purchases will incur significant fees, making it costlier or more expensive for American anime fans to buy directly from Japan or China. and it shouldn't be like that. Yeah, all this is gonna be really bad for the companies. This is a problem. So service like Buy, which facilitates cross-border purchases of anime goods, are already preparing to comply with the new tariff rules while exploring ways to ease custom payments for consumers. So yeah, this is a big issue. This is not a good thing. This is not again. Voting matters. I keep saying this a lot. And I said this to in person, online, etc. to people, and some people don't take it seriously. This is why Japan, China, and South Korea end up forming an alliance together so they can figure out ways to survive. And China's been working on even more with other countries, including a lot of European countries, even harder than ever before. Because almost everything is made in China or Vietnam. A lot is also made in Mexico or Brazil. So we get imported a lot from those places. And those places work together with other countries. So it's going to impact everyone. This is not a good thing. But that's it for today for anime news. And I'm going to go on a rampage on tariffs. I already made the whole videos about it constantly. And I will continue to do so. But let me know what you guys think in the comment section. What do you think about One Piece ending soon? Which I'm sure most of you already know this, but let me think how you think the end is gonna be like. Although I knows how it's gonna end, obviously, but let me know what you think. For Kowloon Generic Romance, let me know what you think about that series. Especially, I've been loving it. My wife as well. Really a different series. I love the animation. Let me know what you think about the Tadukon movie as well. Me and Roboco, I'm not excited for it, and the whole U.S. trade war with several countries, especially with Japanese merchandise. Let me know what you guys feeling about that. And if you like the video, like and subscribe. Watching this TikTok, follow us on TikTok, and I hope everyone has a great weekend.